Coming up,
Riley Nielsen.
Coming up on Mustang News, we'll look back at a close ASI presidential race.
And the Cal Poly Royal Rodeo is this quarter. We'll take you back to Open House Weekend.
And finally, the new dorm names were released this quarter. The Best of Spring quarter starts now.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Yeah, okay, that was a struggle. Whoever was prompted was like
A little too fast.
Yeah, and whoever was playback B,
Did our Mustang News sashes come in yet?
We got him. Just come find me. Paul put me in charge of giving them out, which is a joke because I'm the most unorganized person.
Yeah.
But I have them.
you are?
What happened to me?
I don't know.
No, can you zoom out a lot?
It's very up close.
Zoom in.
And now down. There we go. That's better.
I suck because I'm constantly thinking about things.
Were you not disappointed in the Comey testimony? I wanted more.
I was so disappointed.
I wanted
was like,
more.
how do we get into this private hearing? How do we get in? Like, it was Donald Trump being private,
Investigated or
but
whatever?
he's like, no. I'm like, damn you.
Coming up on Mustang News, we'll look back at a close ASI presidential race.
And the Cal Poly Royal Rodeo was this quarter. We'll take you back to Open House Weekend.
Schools from all around the West.
And finally, the new dorm names for Housing South was released. Mustang News Best of Spring quarter starts now.
Broadcasting from Swanson Studios, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello, welcome to Mustang News. I'm Connor McCarthy.
And I'm Peter Gonzalez. On this broadcast, we're going to look at the top stories from this quarter. Let's jump right into it.
This quarter, the student body chose a new ASI president for next year. Riley Nielsen was chosen to be the next president after beating 3 other candidates. Nielsen built her campaign around establishing community-wide efforts and implementing lasting change on campus and in San Luis Obispo. She won with nearly 2,300 votes. 26% of the student body turned out for this election.
The new dorm names were released this quarter, but students on campus are still trying to pronounce them.
One of the interesting things about the language is that it's no longer spoken, so that makes this project really powerful for our community. And because it hasn't been spoken in such a great length of time, there's actually no written record of that language. And so the language itself had to be recreated, which took several years in partnership with the Chumash. This is a wonderful way to honor a great piece of their history and heritage.
I understand the idea behind it, that you were trying to like bring up the culture and the heritage and stuff, but it sort of went over a lot of people's heads, and it's more about, you know, the practicality of not being able to say the name, and I feel like it could almost become something that gets made fun of.
It's just kind of going to end up offending more people as they're trying to say it wrong, because I know that like already some of the nicknames have already like started stemming off, and they're not that great.
We absolutely knew that some individuals might say, I don't know how to pronounce that, or that's too hard to pronounce.
Oh, that one's easy.
Tutu Uryak Tit EU
Titiyu Yak Tilhini.
You know, we feel that Cal Poly is a forward-thinking community and that students and faculty and staff are up for learning a new language.
If you're still having trouble pronouncing the dorm names, check out the video on the Cal Poly Housing website.
And well, back in May, Cal Poly received a generous donation to the College of Science and Mathematics. Cal Poly received the largest donation in CSU history of $110 million from Bill and Lyndall Frost. The grant is to enhance resources for undergraduate research, which includes scholarships and a new research center that will be 18,000 square feet for the College of Science and Mathematics.
A new brand of naturally sweetened soda has hit the shelves of many local stores. Reporter Megan Healy has more on this new beverage.
Craving a refreshing soda but don't want the artificial flavors and sweeteners? Sunshine Bottle Works, a Paso Robles-based company, is debuting a line of sodas with all natural sweeteners made with 100% cane sugar. Creator and mixologist of the company, Douglas Martin, says the name was inspired by sunny Central Coast weather.
I wanted to create something that kind of embodied the area. As we know, we got a lot of sunshine here on the Central Coast. I thought that was a great comparison as far as California, product made in California, and to directly correlate that with the name Sunshine Bottle Works. 3 flavors, root beer, cream soda, and Spätzle, a German-inspired blend of cola and orange cream, can be found in over 80 local retailers for an affordable price of $1.79. Doug shared with me that they have a new flavor in the works. It's a spicy ginger ale, so it's not for the faint at heart. It actually has some cayenne heat that kind of burns you in the back of the throat, but it tastes great as a Moscow Mule. Not only does the company produce tasty soft drinks with natural flavoring, Sunshine Bottle Works also donates a portion of their earnings to local nonprofit organizations. We want to be the brand for people here that are from here.
I'm Megan Healy, Mustang News.
Keep an eye out for their latest creation, ginger soda, coming soon.
And when you come back in the fall, the campus community may seem a little bit bigger than normal. According to the university, the incoming freshman class for 2017 is larger than expected. The university will not know the exact amount of freshmen coming into Poly in the fall until the first few weeks of September, but admission expects several hundred extra students than normal. The Office of the Register will continue to block freshmen into the classes, but they're looking at expanding the block system to all of freshman year. This will help registration not only for freshmen, but for the rest of students as well. Also, with a large amount of students coming in next year, university parking services have changed their parking policy for freshmen to help ease parking competition. Currently, 15% of parking on campus is designated for residential use. By not allowing freshmen to have cars on campus, parking services are expecting at least 500 spots to open for general parking use. The parking garages at Poly Canyon Village and the R1 lots behind the red bricks dorms will become open to the rest of student parking. However, there will be some exceptions to the new policy.
And coming up after the break, find out why everyone's allergies were so bad this spring.
And find out who holds the crown for the country's fastest Chihuahua.
We're serving up all the hot action, cool plays, and everything in between for Cal Poly Athletics.
I'm Connor McCarthy.
I'm Nate Edelman. I'm Brian Strong.
Poly Playbook starts now.
Who do you think will win the Super Bowl this year?
I think the Patriots are going to win.
Hi, I'm Joe Schatz, and I'm here at Spanos Stadium.
I'm Megan Healy here at Staples Center.
Myself will be taking on Sierra Highland, best pitcher in Big West softball history. Let's see how this goes.
Tune in every week to Poly Playbook, right here on Mustang News.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of autism. Learn the others today. The sooner it's diagnosed, the better.
A boy born in Joplin, Missouri was fascinated by anything with wheels and a motor. The odds of him winning both the Daytona 500 and the Brickyard 400 in the same year, 1 in 195 million. The odds of a child being diagnosed with autism, 1 in 68. I'm Jamie McMurray, and my niece has autism. Learn more at autismspeaks.org/signs.
Earlier this year, a wildflower phenomenon occurred in San Luis Obispo. The yellow flowers you see here at Montaña de Oro State Park are caused by the heavy rains we had this past winter. Montaña de Oro, which means mountains of gold, is named after these flowers that bloom during the spring. Dr. Jen Yost, assistant professor of biology here at Cal Poly, defines a superbloom as an exceptional display of flowers that occurs when a certain species germinates in the soil incredibly well.
What happens in the super bloom is these seeds, they start germinating with the rains that we get in October or November, December. They germinate and then they grow up, and by the time spring hits, they're flowering, and that's what we have going on right now with the super bloom. And then maybe it'll be another decade before we see a showing like this again.
The best place to see the super bloom this year was the Carrizo Plain National Park, located about an hour-and-a-half drive from SLO.
And this summer, Cal Poly will break ground on a solar farm that will generate renewable energy for the campus with the help of an unlikely crew, our sheep unit. The system will generate about 25% of our total campus electricity needs per year, saving Cal Poly about $17 million on our utility bills over 20 years. It will be constructed on the western side of campus near the sheep unit. Director of Energy Utilities and Sustainability, Dennis Elliott, says sheep will play a critical role in maintaining the fields of the solar panel fields.
Using sheep to graze utility-scale solar farms is actually becoming a common practice in the industry, and this provides an opportunity for the sheep unit not only to continue to have that acreage for grazing and feed for their herd, but to use it for research opportunities on how to manage vegetation on utility-scale solar farms. There's going to be rows of panels with space in between, because you don't want this panel to throw a shadow on that panel and make it not produce, so they separate them. Which means there's going to be these open walk lanes in between all the rows that you still have to manage the vegetation. You can't just let it grow up until it's tall and it throws shade, or you create a fire hazard.
And the construction of this solar panel field will be finished by winter of 2017.
Cal Poly Liberal Studies Department teamed up with Science After Dark to present Yikes, Don't Bug Out. The event gives students a chance to have hands-on opportunities to teach students about science.
For the most part, Science After Dark is targeting adults learning about science, and so we do one children's event, about one a year, that is for children and families. So I have a class called LS 410. It's a senior seminar, and we focus on STEM learning and teaching. We have two of my students coordinated the event, and the rest of the students created stations. So we have 9 stations. All around insect structure, function, themes of insects or arthropods for young people. And so my students are future teachers. And so most of them are seniors here who are ready to step into the credential program. So we have a station that focuses on pollinators and pollination, a station that focuses on insect life cycles, a variety of types of life cycles that they have, an arthropod station, so looking at not only insects who are arthropods, but other types of arthropods. There's a research and tattoo station, very important, you know. I have a feeling that after tonight, we will have other opportunities and other iterations of my class participating in this.
It's fun for me to be able to interact with kids and see their actual reaction from, making their own symmetric butterfly with paint. But seeing their reaction and their happiness after doing a small activity that was meant to be for an educational purpose, that's what makes a difference. So this event has been a really great hands-on experience for some Cal Poly students to be able to see a little taste of what it would be like running a science night or being an actual teacher with real responsibilities.
Science After Dark will continue to host events throughout the summer. For more information, you can visit ccstem.org.
And this quarter, we met up with an associate physics professor, Peter Schwartz. He has been working on a project to make his house more sustainable for 14 years. Some of his projects include fruit trees that he uses for food and shade, an outdoor shower, an aquaponics tub, and a composting toilet. Schwartz made the toilet for just $50. He installed a urine diverter so that it goes directly to the plants. Once the waste from the toilet has been composted for a year, he uses it on his plants and garden. He said that he is not concerned about the health risk because he has taken preventative measures to make sure the fertilizer is safe to use for food.
If you use a city bus system in San Luis Obispo, you may soon notice a rise in fares. Currently, the regular fare price is $1.25. The new fare will increase to $1.50 June 17th. University spokesman Matt Lazier said the university isn't certain how these new fares will affect Cal Poly since the university pays for students to use their bus system for free. Lazier did say a new contract is being discussed with Slow Transit.
And stay with us after the break. We'll bring you footage from the biggest college rodeo in California.
They say that when you're facing extreme danger, your life flashes before you. If you think that's sad, consider facing it before you even have enough life to flash before your eyes. Deaths and injuries can be prevented by using the right car seat. Visit safercar.gov/the-right-seat to know what is appropriate for each age and size.
A full life, measured in seats, starts with the right ones early on. Car crashes are a leading killer of children 1 to 13. Learn how to prevent deaths and injuries by using the right car seat for your child's age and size.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Welcome back. There are many ways to celebrate Cinco de Mayo, but the Woods Humane Society celebrates it in their own unique way. Dan Dempster has the story.
The Woods Humane Society hosted their 4th annual Chihuahuas de Mayo last weekend, featuring live music, food catered by G Brothers Smokehouse, a costume competition, and a series of races to crown the county's fastest Chihuahua. A total of 40 Chihuahuas registered for the race. Owners cheered their pets on from the finish line, enticing them with treats and toys to get them across the course.
And how did she practice? Cheese, lots of cheese. There's a lot of great secrets here to winning these races.
The event wasn't simply fun and games, but rather a way to bring awareness to the overpopulation of Chihuahuas in animal shelters.
They're playful and they're sweet, and they really make great companions. Just for some reason, they're overbred in our area, so the shelters just get too many.
Jill Tucker, Executive Director of Woods Humane Society, says that there are so many Chihuahuas in California that they are often shipped to other parts of the country. The race is doubled as a mega adoption event to help find owners for the shelter dogs. The shelter was able to find homes for 13 dogs on the day of the event, which is more than twice the average amount that are adopted on a normal day, according to Tucker. Erica Negley, a recent Cal Poly grad, entered her Chihuahua Ella into the race. Negley adopted Ella at Woods Humane Society 4 years ago when she was living on campus, choosing a Chihuahua because they are easy to care for and could easily be carried around campus. By the end of the day, Ella was named SLO County's fastest Chihuahua, which was surprising for Negley.
I didn't think she would win at all. After the first race, I didn't even realize she had qualified to the next round.
Ella is a natural racer.
Sometimes one of us stands at the top of the stairs and the other at the bottom to get her exercise and send her back and forth, but other than that, she didn't practice at all.
For the first place prize, Ella got her own professional photo shoot. Dan Dempster, Mustang News.
Oh, I love that story. The Woods Humane Society holds the Chihuahua races every year on the weekend closest to Cinco de Mayo.
For the past few weeks, we have featured Cal Poly students who have cool jobs. Here's another look at these hard-working Mustangs.
So my name's Joey Deanda.
My name's Alyssa. I'm Maddie Salvati.
I'm Kristen Lundeen.
And I actually work full-time as a paramedic on an ambulance here in San Luis Obispo County.
I work as a scribe in the emergency room. So I work at Scout Coffee.
I'm a yoga instructor at the rec center.
The amount of people that we get to help on a regular basis is compared to none.
I follow the doctors into the room and essentially do all their charting for the patient visits. It's a lot like a second family here, so probably my favorite part.
I am a strong supporter of yoga for college kids.
That was very inspiring. The Cal Poly Royal Rodeo took place this spring quarter, and it was bigger and better than ever. Reporter Joe Schutz has the details.
Hi, I'm Joe Schutz, and I'm here at Spanos Stadium. You may not recognize it because it's hosting the 77th Poly Royal Rodeo right now. Behind me is the main stage, where right now they're competing in calf roping.
Watch the fast hands of this cowboy right here. Come on, Hunter. Yeah!
Schools from all around the West competed in this year's rodeo, which happens to be one of the largest college rodeos in the world. Schools like UNLV, Fresno State, and Cuesta College all took home wins in different events. They competed in events like bull riding, bronco riding, barrel racing, and calf wrangling. There was even an event open to Cal Poly students, the calf undressing. Teams of 2 had to untie articles of clothing from calves, dress themselves, and return to the gate to win the challenge. Christy Roberts has been barrel racing since she was 10 years old. She competed in last night's rodeo.
It was amazing. This was probably one of the biggest events in Cal Poly history, let alone rodeo history. This is tonight the biggest college rodeo in the nation, which is huge news, especially for Cal Poly.
After all the competitions, the rodeo ended with a bang, celebrating the night with dirt bikes and a country concert. Joe Schutz, Mustang News.
Stadium, even on a rainy weekend.
And students are developing a startup called Grow Nodes that can make growing cannabis a lot easier. Grow Nodes is a growing pod that's connected to an app that allows you to control the internal conditions from anywhere. That they have generated a lot of support from Cal Poly students and a Cal Poly professor who uses cannabis medically. Since the startup is not selling marijuana directly, they aren't bound by cannabis laws. They competed in the finals of Cal Poly's Innovation Quest in late April, but did not place.
We're kind of like the in and out for growing. So if you go to, even like Burger King or like an Indian restaurant with like 5-page menu, you have to know kind of everything on the menu and what you want. So our system kind of condenses it all into what you need.
It is expensive. Grow Nodes hopes to start a beta test by the end of September. They are working to produce 15 to 20 prototypes of the pod.
And up next, Joe Schutz will take us through some of the Cal Poly's greatest sports moments of the quarter.
As an American, it's hard to hear that we have a serious hunger issue in our country. And as a parent, it's even harder to hear that 1 in 5 of our kids struggles with hunger, especially when billions of pounds of good food are wasted every year. Feeding America is a nationwide network of food banks that helps provide billions of meals to families in need right in your community. Visit feedingamerica.org to support Feeding America and your local food bank. Together we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
So, same time next week?
Well, of course. Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. For free tips to help you save, go to Feed the Pig.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org. Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
Hello and welcome to the Mustang News Sports Update. I'm Joe Schutz, and today I will take you on a journey to Cal Poly's top 10 plays of the school year. So let's get right into it. At number 10, we have Din Leo Pepe with an and one layup. Look right here, she gets hit, falls to the floor, but still finishes. At number 9, we have Kyle Lewis with a successful triple option run in the Battle of the Golden Horseshoe versus UC Davis earlier this season. At number 8, we have Donovan Fields with a buzzer beater against Corpus Christian University. Basketball went 11-20 overall, but won the game 82-70. Number 7, we have a women's softball diving catch. Continuing with softball, number 6, we have Sarah Highland breaking the Big West Conference strikeout record with 847 strikeouts total. At number 5, we have Donovan Fields' alley-oop to Hank Hollingsworth. Number 4, we have Justin Dillon and his game-winning goal against UCLA. Look at him center it here and then right into the net. Looking on to number 3, we have Dano Graves pitching the ball to Corey Garcia over to the right. Finds the gap, trucks the defender, and gets into the end zone. You see he actually took his helmet off too.
He ran through a tackle attempt of Zy Mosley, knocked his helmet off.
And at number 2, we have Nick Myers' walk-off against CSUN. Cal Poly won the game 6-5 and won the series 2-1. Alex McKenna rounded third to clinch the win for the Mustangs. And for our number 1 play of the school year, we have Chelsea Berry with a tremendous penalty and goal against UCSB. The goal was nominated for the goal of the year and won the Big West goal of the week. That's all the plays that we have for you, and Mustang News would like to thank all the athletes who competed this year. We'll see you next year for more sports coverage. We'll see you after this break. We'll see you after this break.
Then you come to mind. This is it. First impression. My way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Cal Poly hosted a few cultural events on campus.
2 of the most notable were a group of Tibetan monks and a real-life camel.
The goal of the Mystic Arts Tibetan Tour was to contribute to world peace and raise awareness of the endangered Tibetan civilization and support the Tibetan refugee community in India. Cal Poly Arts hosted the event in the UU where the monks worked to construct a peace mandala for the world made of sand.
And the 2nd annual Israeli Festival was held on campus, but this year had a special guest, a live camel. The event also had bounce houses, free falafel, henna, gifts like t-shirts and bracelets. President of Mustangs United for Israel, Eliza Herzberg, says the celebration of Israel's Independence Day is also a way to inform students about Israel and the significance of the event on college campuses.
Well, I'm definitely excited to see what happens next year, sorry, fall quarter, but you're graduating, so
I am.
I guess, what are you going to do after you graduate?
I think I'm going to take a little bit of time, get a little bit of rest, catch up, and then just start working in the fall. Hoping to go to grad school as well, but it's been great to be a part of Mustang News here, and this is my last broadcast, so I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, well, congrats on graduating.
Thank you.
I still have 2 more years. I'm pretty excited for the summer as well. I'm excited to kind of relax and not have to worry about schoolwork all this summer, so it'll be a great time to kind of kick my feet up and relax, definitely.
Definitely. What was your best story this year? Did you do one?
Yeah, I did a couple, but honestly, my favorite story was the Chihuahua race in this broadcast. That was my favorite story by far of the year. Love seeing those little dogs run around. And
Definitely.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed the fact that Mustang News was more integrated this year as far as going across the KCPR and different venues like that. I think it was really cool to see it grow this year.
Yeah, and definitely next year it'll be a lot more integrated. It'll be able to bring you guys a lot more news as well in a more integrated format. But I just have to say that's all we have for you. And thank you for joining us as we look back on spring quarter. And this summer you can log on to mustangnews.net and follow us on Facebook as we give you the latest news from Cal Poly and San Luis Obispo during the break.
And just a reminder, the 2018 fall quarter begins Thursday, September 14th. For Mustang News, I'm Peter Gonzalez.
And I'm Connor McCarthy. We'll see you right back here in September for a new year. Have a great summer.